Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it is for Friday, 22nd of May, and the 28th day of IYAR. Interesting question for you here today. The way the Gemara in Brachos describes the mitzvah of Shnayim Mikra ve'echad Targum. I'll just quickly explain that. We have a mitzvah every week to read over the Parsha twice and read the Targum, the Onkelos, once with it. That's called Shnayim Mikra ve'echad Targum, and we try to do that every single week. The Gemara in Brachos describes that as reading the Shnayim Mikra together with the tzibur, together with the congregation. So that's raising a question in some people's minds as to what do you do during coronavirus times when the congregation isn't reading the Parsha? Shnayim Mikra ve'echad Targum, according to the Gemara in Brachos, is read together with the congregation. It means like the congregation is having their weekly reading, and we're not having our weekly readings right now. So if we're not having our weekly reading with the congregation, maybe there's no obligation to have Shnai Mikra ve'echad Targum. Maybe you and I don't have to be reading the Parsha twice since the tzibur is not reading it. So I want to show you an interesting write-up that I found on an OU site describing this question. The Gemara Brachos says that Shnai Mikra ve'echad Targum is done together with the tzibur. You can look it up. It's the Gemara Brachos on Daf Ches Amud Aleph. So does that mean that we have no Shnai Mikra ve'echad Targum today? We don't have to do the mitzvah? Because after all, there is no tzibur reading it. So Rav Hershel Schachter was asked this question, and basically he said, no. You definitely have the mitzvah of Shnayim Mikra ve'echad Targum. You could read along as I'm speaking. Because the Gemara nowhere, anywhere, is there any talk about not doing Shnayim Mikra ve'echad Targum just because the tzibur is not doing it. Together with the tzibur, the way he's saying it means is that you follow the schedule. When the tzibur is reading Bamidbar, you do Shnayim Mikra ve'echad Targum of Bamidbar. If we have a coronavirus and you can't be reading it, but it's still, this is the week of Bamidbar, so we certainly do Shnayim Mikra ve'echad Targum. We still do it. That's what Rav Hershel Schachter is clearly saying. Now, and interestingly, they talk about here an opinion of the Ravan. You can go look it up if you want. It's quoted in the Beis Yosef and Orach Chaim, and you can read along as I'm explaining it. So he says Shnai Mikra ve'echad Targum was really instituted for when the tzibur is not having their full-fledged reading. According to Ravan, if one read Shnai Mikra on a Shabbos when there is a minyan, he says you're not even fulfilling it. The mitzvah is fulfilled only when there's no minyan. So if you go with the opinion of the Ravan, then we would for sure be expected to do Shnai Mikra ve'echad Targum now, these weeks, since we don't have a minyan leading it for us. Now, most people don't accept the opinion of the Ravan. If we did, then you and I would not do Shnai Mikra ve'echad Targum during the regular parts of the year, and we all do. So, but his opinion bolsters the idea that we should be doing Shnai Mikra ve'echad Targum now, especially when there is no minyan doing the regular laning for us. I hope I didn't make that sound too complicated. Basically, what I'm saying to you is that we should all do, Rav Hershel Schachter is saying, I think everyone would agree here, that we should all be doing Shnai Mikra ve'echad Targum during these weeks, reading the Parsha twice with the Onkelos, and the Ravan would even say stronger that you and I should be doing this during these weeks. And Rav Schachter, I'll just end by telling you, which probably a lot of you are doing anyway, it's still nice to have some kind of remembrance of laning at your house during Shabbos. I, for one, I think I've told you this before, in my house I've been laning out of a chumash to the few people that are living in my house with me. And you should make a zecher. It's just no one should ever have a kilkul and think that laning's perfectly fine out of a chumash. That's what I saw Rabbi so-and-so doing in his house. So you just have to make it clear that what we're doing now is a zecher, a remembrance of laning, and certainly it's not the full fulfillment of how we would like it, and we'll go back to that, God willing, as soon as we can when we're all back in our shuls. Some of you who are hearing this from I don't know where you are, some of you might be already back in your shuls with social distancing, etc. Here in Baltimore, we're at the stage of backyard minyanim. Not too many lanings going on, but God willing, soon we'll be back in our shuls, and then we'll have to follow up on that halacha again about how much are we laning when we finally get back to shul. So we'll keep you posted. Meanwhile, have a fantastic Shabbos, and log on again after Shabbos for more. Bye bye.